Morning. I'm going to tilt that down a little bit. Good morning. Okay, who is on with us today? I'm all crumpled up. Good morning, whoever has just joined. Say hello, give me a wave. Let's see who's coming today. Hey, where are you peeps? Let's go. What time is it? 1 minute to. So, here we go. Hello, Heather. A lovely day in the UK today. Well, I'm very pleased for you. Good morning, Claire. You have a nice day of rest yesterday. A day off your training, you superstar woman. I don't know. It's a nice day here today as well, Heather. Well, I think so. It's a bit cloudier today than yesterday. Morning, Ruth. How are you today? Thank you for joining me. I feel like I really need a big stretch today. Who feels like they really need to do something stretchy today? I've been doing lots of gardening, like when I say gardening, like really heavy duty gardening, so really feeling it across shoulders, back. It kind of feels good, you know that feeling you get when your body's achy after exercise? It's nice, isn't it? So, who else is going to join us today? Who else is going to join us today? Who have we? Sarah! Sarah's just popped on. Sarah, I owe you a message. I will pop you a message after class today. No problem. Looking forward to stretching. Yeah, me too. Morning, Brenda. Morning, darling. Nice. So thank you again for continuing to join me with my little yogas each morning, just giving me a reason to, it's given me a little bit of routine into my day and my week as well. It's like, you know, our routine has been, for most of us, has been taken away. And although a lot of us wish that we didn't have to stick with a routine, it does help us focus on things. Morning, Katie, still in PJs. Do you know what, the fabulous thing about yoga is that you can wear whatever you want as long as you can move. Morning, Arlene. Morning, Valerie. So yeah, so routine, it's like you kind of want it to not have to stick to a routine, but then when it's taken away, you feel a little bit lost. So for me, this little routine of the morning, getting up, getting showered, getting ready, having breakfast, coming to do yoga with you, it just gives me some routine for my morning. Good morning, Sue from London. Good morning, Sarah. How are you, Sarah Longlegs? So today I thought, because I wanted to do it, it's all about me. No, I thought we would do some twisting, so really working through the spine, some nice twists, and opening up through the side body, because we don't often get in through the side body, and that's kind of nice to do. Morning, Caroline. Morning, Sue and Brian. So we are going to be mainly on the floor today. We've got like a downward dog to do, but that's all. Dad is going to want to walk in here now, and he can't. Oh, okay. He wants me to fill the dog food bowl up. All right, okay. So remind me after class, fill up the dog food bowl. Okay, so let's come to the mat and let's start. We're going to start seated and cross-legged, Sarah. Are you ready? Morning, Jane. So one of Sarah's challenges for this year was she wants to sit comfortably cross-legged. Okay, but joking aside, sitting cross-legged is not important. Well, I say it's not important. It's great to practice cross-legged because it really opens up through the hips. But when I say it's not important, if it doesn't sit right with your knees, please don't do it. So if you feel a lot of pain around the knee joints, please don't sit cross-legged. So you can sit with legs straight out, or better even to have a bend in the knees So you can sit more with a longer spine. So sometimes when we straighten the knees, if you're tightening the hamstrings, this will happen. We don't want that to happen. Most important thing, nice straight spine. So if you want, or seriously, we'll give it a go. If you are really tight, using a block is good. A block or a cushion or a rolled up towel to bring your hips higher, and then this lets the knees drop down a little bit further. Really helps the knees to open up, and really feeling this through the hips and the inner thighs. So if you need a blanket, a cushion, a block, please do use one. Otherwise, I'm going to bring my bum down onto the floor. And we're going to start with some nice, breathy, moving stretches. So nice long spine. And interlock the fingers, bring them to the heart. A deep inhale in through the nose. And exhale. As we breathe out, we're going to push the palms forward and round the spine, chin to chest. So really pull your belly button in, round that spine, push the palms away. It always makes me want to yawn. Inhale, reach the palms to the sky, big stretch up. Exhale, we're going to twist to the left, take your right hand onto that left knee, left hand behind, lengthen through that spine, big twist. Inhaling, arms to sky, stretch up. Exhaling, twisting to the right, left hand on the right thigh, right hand behind. So just moving as far up the spine as you can, looking over the shoulder if it feels okay in the neck. Inhale, back to center, reaching up. Exhale, back to the heart. We're going to do that a few times. Inhaling here. Exhale, suck the belly in, round the spine, push the palms forward, chin to chest. Inhaling, palms to sky. To the right, exhale, left hand on the right thigh, right hand behind, twisting through the spine. So always a long spine before we twist. Inhale to bring the arms up. Exhale to the left. If you're breathing a little bit faster than me, please don't hold on to your breath. Just breathe in and out through the nose. Your body will breathe in the right places. Inhale up to the sky. When you stretch and open, your body wants to inhale. When you close, your body wants to exhale, hands to heart. Inhale here. Morning, Michelle. Exhale, round the spine, palms forward, chin to chest. Inhaling, reaching high, heart to sky. Exhaling to your left, right palm on the left thigh, looking over left shoulder. Inhale, arms up, reach up to the sky. Exhale to the right. Inhaling up to sky. Exhaling to the heart. Just mobilizing this spine a little bit more. One more time. Inhale here. Exhale, push the palms forward, pulling the belly round the spine, chin to chest. Inhaling, palms to sky. To the right, exhale, left palm on that right thigh, right hand behind, twisting up through the spine. Inhale to the sky, reach up. Exhale to the left. Inhaling to the sky. Exhaling, hands to chest. Oh, it feels nice, doesn't it? So let's take the hands down and let's come over onto hands and knees. So really working with the spine today. So knees are under the hips, shoulders above the wrists, fingers spread, little finger in just to take some pressure from the outside of the wrist. We're going to move through the spine. So on your inhale, little cat-cow, inhaling, bum is high, shoulder blades back towards the hips, lengthen through the neck, through the crown of the head. Exhale, pull the belly up, chin to chest, push down into the hands. Inhaling, bum is high, shoulders back, heart is forward. Exhaling, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhaling, shoulders back, bum is high. Just work with your breath. Exhaling, round the spine. Feeling this mobility come through the spine. Inhaling, shoulders back, bottom high. Just moving vertebra by vertebra. Exhaling round the spine. And inhaling to neutral. Okay, you're going to do this a bit of a difference. So often when we do this cat-cow, we kind of move from the centre of the spine. We drop and we lift, we drop and lift. So this time we want to move vertebra by vertebra just as you're crawling up the spine. So as we inhale here, I'm going to lift the bum, lift that tailbone, and start to feel this movement travelling up the spine. So your lower back dips, and then your shoulder blades slide back towards the hips, then you lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, we're going to start to tuck the tailbone and then draw the belly up. Draw that lower rib cage up and in. And then tuck that chin and palms to floor. Now work the opposite direction. As you inhale, shoulders back, lengthen through the spine. Start to dip down into the chest, chest to floor, belly to floor, and then the tailbone lifts up. So rather than all this movement coming through the middle of the spine, we're going end to end. So pull the tailbone out towards the back, down towards the floor, pull up through the belly, draw the rib cage in, draw the chin to the chest. And last time to unwind, lengthen the neck, shoulders back, heart coming between the arms, moving down the spine, belly dropping to the floor, and then tailbone lifting high. And round the spine, bum to heel, sit back towards the heels, child's pose, lengthen out those arms, really stretch away. Few breaths. Then keeping low, keeping your belly, your ribcage towards the thighs, you're going to walk the arms as far as you can to the right side. So you might walk off the mat, you're going to walk them far, 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 and then really reach through those left fingertips. Feel that nice opening through the left side of the body, the waist, the rib cage, the shoulder. Your bum is down towards your heels, your bum is down towards your heels. I was getting all mixed up, body parts. And you're going to walk the hands back to centre. And over to the left. So all the arms reach to the left. Keep the chest low, keep the belly low. Reach through those right fingertips. Really feel a stretch of the right side of the waist, the ribs, the shoulder. It's a really nice stretch when we open up the side of the body. Feels really good. And then coming back to centre. Going to come back up onto the hands and knees. Shoulders over, wrists, knees coming in slightly. We're going to continue with our cat-cow movement, but this time we're going to involve extending the legs. So this time on the inhale, going to inhale, shoulders back, and bottom high, and extend that right leg out to the back. Exhaling, knee to nose, scoop it up, scoop up the belly, knee to nose. Inhaling, lengthen and extend. Feel length more than height. So really extend out through that foot. Exhaling, knee to nose, scoop up the belly. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, knee to nose. I'm just going to quickly turn around for this next posture. Inhaling, lengthening. And now this right leg, we're going to cross it over to the left. So your right toes are going to tuck down onto the floor. We're pushing away with the heel. Can you see my foot here? So toes are down, heels pushing away. Right leg is crossed over the left. And then we're just going to look over that left shoulder so you feel that opening through the right side of the body. So we're moving our spine in all different directions today. Morning, Sarah. I think that's Peter joined us as well. Good morning, Peter. So just feel that nice opening right down the right side. Oh, coming back to centre. And then take that foot, I'm going to whiz around again because I haven't got space by the wall here. Take that right leg out to the right and foot down onto the floor. So your toes are pointing forward, not out to the side if you can help it. Toes are forward, trying to get the outside edge of that foot down onto the floor. And your ankle is about level with your hip. And at the moment, your left hip is still over that left knee. But we're going to start to move the bum back towards the heel. So as if like you're coming into a child's pose, only this right leg is out to the side. Feel this stretch on the inside of the thigh. And walk those arms forward. So possibly you might not get as low as me. You might be up here somewhere and maybe this foot is not level with the hip. That's okay. Just be where you are. Listen to your body. Work within your own limits. Remember, this is your practice. It's not mine. I'm just showing you the moves. So be your own teacher. Few breaths here. I just felt like I did a really nice stretchy yoga today. Sometimes yoga is quite powerful and fluid and moving. Stretchy. And come up onto the hands and knees. Wrists back under the shoulders. Bring that right knee in under the right hip. And we're going to work the left side. Inhaling out and extend. Exhaling, pull up the belly, chin to chest. Inhaling, lengthen, extend, shoulders back. Exhaling, pull up the belly, knee to nose. Inhaling, remember we're thinking length more than height. Exhaling, knee to nose. And lengthen. And then we're going to take that left leg, we're going to cross it over the right, tuck those left toes down on the floor, so your left toes are pointing forward, same direction as we're facing. Push your way through that heel, crossing high into the thighs, and look over your right shoulder there, down towards your left foot. Are you with me? You're all tied up in a knot, you confused? So your right knee is still under your right hip. Your left leg is reaching out to the right. We're crossing high in the thighs. And then that leg is going to come centre. And we're going to take it out to the left. Again, I'm going to swivel around because I haven't got space by the wall here. Out to the left. So those left toes are on the floor, facing forward. Outside edge of the foot is on the floor. And we're going to bring the bum down towards the foot. Down towards the heel, stretch those arms out in front. Oh, I'm feeling more of a stretch on this side, on this left side. I'm feeling it the inside of the thigh here. Didn't really feel anything the right side, but this side is okay. Just watch your knees, okay? Remember, don't put pressure on your knees. Make sure your knees are safe. It's not worth pushing through resistance or pain in your knees just to get your bum down to your heel. It really isn't. So just listen to your body. And coming up, hands and knees. Bring that knee in. And let's sit back on the heels. If sitting back on the heels again is not good for you, then you can take a cushion under the back of the knees, or you can sit up on a block, or you can bring the legs out in front. But this is what we're going to do. I'm going to just turn side on slightly so you can see. Interlock the fingers. We did this stretch at the beginning. We pushed palms to sky. And we reached up. Now see what happens, particularly if you're flexible in the shoulders like me. I can take my arms quite back, but look at this back bend that's developed here. And it feels good to take a little back bend, but we don't want this right now. what we want is to draw this front rib cage down and in. So your front ribs, we're going to drop them down and draw them into the body. So imagine you're doing a crunchy sit-up. I'm sure you did some of those in ab class with Sarah, those of you that joined. So drop those front ribs down and in and feel these upper abdominal muscles working. Notice when we do that, the back lengthens and the shoulders come further forward, the arms come further forward. Push up through the arms. And then keeping this action in your rib cage and your belly, keeping these arms extended, just release the hands and push the palms up towards the sky. So I'm like this now, heels pushing towards the sky. This is the action you want to feel when you're in your downward dog. Your shoulders are coming down away from your ears, so we're not lifting the shoulders to the ears, shoulders are down. Belly is engaged, upper abdominals in, lower rib cage down, zipping up all the way through. And you might find that breathing is hard now because your belly is active, your rib cage is down, the diaphragm is not moving. So your breath is mainly through your chest. Just feel that nice breath. So remember this action for your downward facing dog. We're going to do that right now. So taking those hands to the floor, finger spread, little finger in, come up onto the knees, stretch those legs back into a plank position. Bend the knees a little bit, push the bum towards the sky, belly towards the thighs, and then feel that action in the rib cage. So activate your upper abdominal muscles, crunchy sit-up action. Draw the rib cage down towards the belly button, in towards the spine. Push through those arms, release the neck long away from the ears, and then start to lift your bum higher and heels towards the floor. On a nice long spine. And we're going to take a little step in, so just walking those feet a little bit closer, so you might be able to get your heels on the floor now, maybe unless you really tighten the calves. And your left hand are going to reach into the outside of the right foot, and we're going to look under that right armpit. Hello! So your bum is high, so we've got a little downward dog twisty thing going, a little twisty dog. And then your left hand comes to the floor, and your right hand are going to reach into the outside of the left leg. So it might be by the calf, you might be able to take hold of the heel. We're going to look under the left armpit. Few breaths here. And release that down to the floor. Drop the knees, sit back into your child pose, big stretch. Okay, we're going to come to our down dog. We've got a three-legged dog. So coming up onto the knees, tuck the toes, lift the bum, stretch it back. Remember, keep control of the ribs. Activate the front of the body, abdominal muscles. Right leg, we're going to lift it up behind. Bend that right knee, so foot towards the bum. And then reach that right foot over to the left. So you open up the front of the right hip there. So you've got a three-legged dog. This is your dog peeing up against the lamppost pose. Yeah? So keeping the weight even in both hands. Oh, that feels so nice in the hips. Few breaths here. And bring it back to centre. And we're going to step that foot all the way to the top of your mat, right between the hands. Any way you can, right between the hands. Left knee down to the floor and drop through those hips here. So I'm just letting these hips sink low. Oh, just fix myself a little bit. So just be careful of this front knee. Don't let this knee come too far over those toes. Drop those hips forward. And that nice open. You might feel a stretch in the hamstring of this front leg if you're tight in the hamstrings, but mainly into the quads, the groin, the hip flexors, the front of that left leg. I'm going to take the left hand down onto the floor. Lengthen that spine. Reach that right arm up towards the sky. Big stretch. So you've got a nice line between left hand and right hand. We're moving from the middle of the back. So your hips are staying square to the front. You're moving from the waist, the ribs, the chest, the shoulders, the neck, if it feels okay on the neck, all the way up. And then bring that hand down towards the floor. Oh, feels good. Step the back toes tuck under, lift that knee, step it back into your downward dog. Belly active, rib cage in, bum is high, left leg lifting up. Bend the left knee, reach that foot over to the right, open up through the front of that left hip. Yay. My doggy gets his leg really high when he pees, so I'm trying to take lessons off him in my yoga practice. So this twist through the spine, watch the shoulders, try and take weight into that left hand as well as the right. Bring it to centre, hug that thigh up to the chest and step the foot up between the hands. Any way you can. If you need to come onto the knees first and help that foot forward, please do so. So I'm going to let those hips sink down and forward, lengthen through. Oh, kind of hard to talk and breathe at the same time. Talk, breathe and exercise at the same time. Talking and breathing is quite easy because I think we do that all the time, don't we? I hope so. Hope nobody holds their breath when they're talking. I'm rambling now, aren't I? Just letting you feel this stretch. Just lengthen through the spine, lengthen through the top of the head. Right hand down onto the floor. And lift that left hand up to the sky. Stretch it up. So we're twisting again from your waist, ribs, chest, shoulders, and the neck. Twisting is so good for us. It really opens up space around the internal organs. Gives them all a massage. Brings blood flow and oxygen and nutrients and minerals. Take that hand down to the floor. Tuck those back toes. Lift the knee. Step the left foot back into your downward dog. Stretch back, back, back. And then knees to the floor. And bring your chest up. So we're going to be up on our knees. How are you all doing? How's it going? Maddie, oh, there's an election. Oh, okay. Okay. So up on the knees. Hips over knees. So there's a little space between the thighs. If you bring the knees together, you'll notice that the thighs drop in. So there's a little space between the knees. So you can fold your mat up here, so you can double your mat for your knees, or you can use a blanket or a towel. We've got this little space there. So you're going to take the right foot out to the side. So if you're right at the front of your mat, it's quite good to notice your alignment. So your right foot is out. And I've just got my toes just popping over the front of the edge of the mat there. So my instep, the ball of my foot, my instep is lined up with the knee. And lift high, lengthen through the spine. Again, we don't want to back bend, we don't want to dump into the lower spine. We're lifting, we've got control of the ribs, so using these upper abdominal muscles right between the lower ribs. We're going to lift that left arm and feel a space here. As we exhale, we're going to fold to the right. So this right hand is going to slide down that leg. Please don't press on the outside of that knee. It's really not going to like that. So you're going to take hold behind the knee, or you can reach down towards the calf. And we're stretching through those fingertips. So your left knee pushing down into the floor, your left hip dropping down, space between your waist, your ribs, your shoulders, and really reach those left fingertips out to the side. Pelvic floor is lifting, belly is in. You want to protect your back. And then on your next inhale, really engage your belly as you start to come all the way up. Oh, and bring that right knee in. Okay, left leg out to the side. Lengthen through the spine, pelvic floor lifting, belly in, rib cage in, right arm lifting. Reach high, And exhale over to the side. So really important here that you don't let this shoulder drop forward. How low you get to your leg is not of interest. What you want is this side opening. If you twist down towards the floor, you're going to lose all this stretch down the side. So open up your heart forward. So your shoulders and your hips, if you're against a wall, those shoulders would still be against the wall. So really lengthen and stretch. It might be up here for you. This might be where you go, and that is absolutely wonderful if you're feeling this stretch. You might be a little bit more flexible in the spine, might be a bit more open in the side body, might be able to get a bit deeper. If anyone can get their right hand down to their left foot, I want to know about it, please. I want a picture. The reach and stretch. Oh, it feels so good in the waist. Pelvic floor up, belly in. Inhale all the way up. Really important to zip up when we come out of any kind of movement through the spine. Bring those knees in. And sit down to the floor. Okay. 2 more to do. So we're going to take left leg out in front. Right foot is going to come in towards the top of the left thigh. I'm going to take this mat up because the floor is cold. So I'm sitting up nice and tall. Again, if you need a cushion or a block or a blanket underneath the hips just to lift the hips a little bit, that is absolutely fine. So you might not be as open in this right hip. Your foot might be a little bit lower towards the calf, might be a bit higher. If it really doesn't feel good on this knee to be in this position, take that foot out to the side, foot down to the floor, knee is open. Okay, so you're still getting a little open in the hip, but you're not taking this knee on an outward rotation. So otherwise, inside of the foot there. So just notice that naturally your body wants to face in the middle of these legs, so your body's on an angle. Your left arm, going to whiz it round the back, so twisting from your waist, ribs, shoulders. Left arm comes to the back. Right arm lifts up, so now we're facing down towards that straight leg. Right arm lifts up. I'm going to fold forward, not from the waist, you're going to fold from the hips. I'm just going to turn side on so that you can see. The inhale, lift up. I'm going to fold from the hips. So notice the spine isn't rounding, I've not crunched up. I'm using this back hand to push down into the floor and lengthen that spine. Fold from the hip joint. As soon as you feel your back start to round, bring that right hand down towards the outside of your left leg, your left ankle, and then cross that left arm over to the inside. What might have happened, upper back's rounded, you've lost your neck into your shoulders, so we're going to lift and lengthen. And then we bend the elbows out to the sides, gaze towards that foot, few breaths. On your next inhale, pelvic floor is lifting, belly is in, lift the gaze, lift the arms, reach them up, stretch them out to the side. Okay, I want you to stay like this. I'm just going to whiz around this way so you can see what we're doing next. So your left leg is still straight out, hopefully down the centre of your mat somewhere, still straight out in front. This right knee, we want to open it up even further. So I'm going to use my hands to push down and help. So I'm going to start to wiggle around on my bum. So I lift my bum, I move around, and move around. My heel has come away from the inside of the thigh now. My heel has come up towards the groin instead. So now, got big opening in the thighs. Some of you won't be quite as open as this. Some of you might be further open. This knee might be all the way out. We're going to lift and lengthen. We're going to take the left hand onto that right thigh and right hand behind, lengthen up through that spine and twist towards the right. So your gaze now is towards the back of your mat, and then keeping your gaze there, keeping that twist there, You're going to release that left hand and reach onto your left thigh. You don't need to look at it. I'm sure you all know where your leg is. So just keep looking to the right, keep twisting to the right. And then you're going to lift your right arm up to the sky, similar to what we just did when we were on our knees. Lift those fingers to the sky. Then we're going to start to slide this left hand down the leg, and this right arm comes over. Again, we want to be twisting up towards the sky, so your rib cage, your chest, your heart is looking up. And we might be able to come lower, and we might be able to come lower, and we might be able to reach for that foot. Oh, I'm going to stay a bit high today. So you might feel a stretch through the hip, the waist, the ribs. Again, it's not so important how low you get. Just get this nice twisty movement through the waist, the upper back. And release that hand down. Oh, and come up centre. Was that a bit strange? That a bit intense, that stretch? It's so delicious. It's one of my favourite stretches. Okay, bring that left leg in. Your right leg is going to come out in front, and this left foot to the inside of your right thigh or your right knee or your calf, or remember you can take it out to the side here on the floor if it bothers the knee. Sitting up nice and tall. Take that right hand behind, so we're kind of twisting towards the right. Left hand up, push into those right fingers, really lengthen the spine, hinge from your hips, fold forward. So your gaze towards your toes. Please don't look down at your thigh or your knee, because that will cause you to round in the spine. We're looking forward, we're reaching forward. That left hand comes towards the outside of the right leg. And then your right arm crosses over to the inside. Lift the spine, lengthen through the head, lengthen through the spine, and then bend the elbows so we can fold a little bit deeper. Gaze towards the toes or beyond. Don't look at the knee, don't round in the spine. Think about your rib cage pressing towards your thigh, your nipples to your knee, your nose to your toes. Pelvic floor is lifting, belly is in. Lengthen through the spine. Remember, muscles work in opposites, so when you contract your abdominal muscles, the muscles in the belly in the front of the body, your back muscles lengthen. That's the way the body works. So opposite muscles, one contracts, one lengthens. So when you pull in your belly, you get more movement and openness through the spine, through the back muscles. And on your next inhale, remember, pelvic floor and belly are active. Protect your back. Lift those arms, reach to the sky. Open up to the side. Oh. Okay, I'm just going to turn around so we can do this the other way. So you're going to stay there for now. Okay, so right leg is still in front of you, still straight ahead. Your left knee is still bent. And then we're going to edge that knee open. So I'm going to press into the floor, lift my bum, open the thigh, lift the bum, open the thigh. There we go. Lengthen the spine. So you notice that I'm not as open in this side. This left hip doesn't want to open quite so much. That's just the way the body is. If you're really toppling over on one side, again, you can get a block or a cushion just to put under one cheek, so just be under that, the left bum cheek there, just to bring you more centre to stop you falling over. Actually, that feels quite good there to really straighten me up. I'm going to take it down. So your right hand onto your left thigh and lengthen the spine and twist to your left. Just getting this nice twist through the waist. And then we are going to reach that right hand onto your right leg. So don't look at it, just reach for that right thigh or the right knee. Lift your left arm up to the sky. Reach and stretch. Your left hip is anchored down into the floor. Your left sit bone anchored into the floor. As we exhale, folding to your right. So your aim is to try and get your fingertips to your toes. Yeah. Your left fingertips to your right toes. So we're lengthening rather than really creasing up in the side of the body. Few breaths. Just feel this nice stretch from the hip, the waist, the ribs, up through the shoulder. This is the last one today. Be interested to know how you feel today. Does it feel nice stretching through the waist and the sides of the body? Nice in the spine to get some movement in all directions. And pull the belly in, release those arms, come center, bring in that right knee. So if you wish to right now, you can come down onto the floor for your relaxation. So you can just let the legs stretch out, let the arms come down to the sides, close the eyes, a few breaths in and out through the nose. Or you can stay seated with me. Either way is good. What's Arlene say? Arlene has to start over. A water glass broke all over a yoga space. No, it's not good, is it? Oh dear. Let's make sure you clean up that glass, Arlene. Don't want to be putting your hands in any shards of glass. So wherever you are, if you're laying on the floor, if you're seated, just take that big inhale all the way up the spine. Exhale out through the mouth. It's not often I ask you to exhale through the mouth, but sometimes just that nice release it gives. Just take a moment to notice how your body feels right now. If you've created any space in your body maybe that wasn't there before. If you did anything today that you thought was a challenge, but you did it, that you thought maybe that you wouldn't get through and you did. Just give yourself a little hug, a pat on the back. And take the hands behind the back, take hold of one wrist of the opposite hand. And let the head and chest bow down towards the floor. Taking this moment as a moment of gratitude, first and foremost to yourself, to your health, to your yoga practice, and to someone or something in your life that's made you smile this last 24 hours. And a few blinks to open the eyes. Bring the hands together in prayer at the front. Thank you all so much for joining me again today for our Twisty Tuesday. I've had a request in from Brenda to do some core strengthening yoga. We did a class last week, I think, so that may be on the cards for tomorrow. We shall see what mood brings to me. So stay happy, stay healthy, have a wonderful day. Until next time, namaste. Thank you.